Okay, everyone. This your soul brother Talib coming at you. As you best know me from Reality Temple Ministries, aka Operation Exodus Mississippi. Um, I want to, it's kind of a rant video, but I do want to kind of touch up on something as far as on my part, as I was asked to, and as I promised to do as well. Because our brother Angel Snup Snup 7, as you also know best from Reality Temple Ministries, aka Operation Exodus Mississippi, had just recently done a video with our other brother Gary Cuckoo Cutter, and the video was originally titled Educated Fools, and they wanted to get my input on it, but I wasn't able to speak on that because everyone couldn't hear my voice clearly, or wouldn't have been able to hear my voice clearly because of technical difficulties at the time that was going on. So I allowed them to have that video and to do their own portion of the video. So I'm just going to add in my own portion concerning this subject before I move on to a couple other things. But I just want to say that right now at this time presently, I'm going back to school. Even as I am approaching the age of 52. And education is very important, and it is very essential to survival, especially in the type of society that we live in. And I just want to say that although education is not the all beginning or the all ending either, because it takes other life experiences, and if you put that with mere academic education, then that could take anyone further along in life. But if you just have academic education knowledge, that could only just take you so far. And basically that's what people always told me most of my life, and that's true, So that there, is definitely a fact. But the problem is that there are a lot of us, and I'm speaking about us, far as 44 plus million so-called American Negroes here in the United States, that do have education of some type of academic degree, and but they take that so far to the extreme as if they're better than other so-called Negroes who are descendants of slaves born in America. And this is where the so-called class division comes in at, and other forms of division that's kept us divided, and it still got us divided to the point of why we cannot unite on a wide, broad scale, common, collective basis as a people. So I must say this, that and what was said in that video between Talik and as well as our brother Gary, basically summed it up, is what I'm gonna say in the short few words of sentence. It's not stopping these racist bastards from putting a bullet in your head, these racist cops from putting a bullet in your head, or killing you by having their knee on your neck, or and it's not or choking you out. You know what I'm saying? And all this other crazy stuff. And then It's not stopping, the racist white supremacists from spraying Nazi graffiti and all other kind of crazy messages on your property or burning crosses in front of your houses. It's not stopping none of that. Your education is also not stopping job discrimination or, housing discrimination or mass incarceration, gerrymandering, you know what I'm saying? And, and more added to that, which plagues us as a people in this country every day, like it's been doing for over the past 400 years. So, yes, I just wanted to put that out there, because, you're still the N-word, whether you a CEO of some kind of corporation type company, or whether you are a entertainer in the sports industry or the just mere entertainment business industry, making millions or billions, like somebody say. You still the N-word, even if you the president of the United States. We saw that with Barack Obama, unfortunately, you're the N-word, on all of it. And even if you're a black police officer, it's been proven numerous times, countless of times, that you still the N-word. And for those other blacks that's got careers in law enforcement in this racist nation, you're still the N-word. So, it's unfortunate, though, that many of our people have been, exposed to this fact, and there's some that do know the truth, but still ain't trying to do anything to come together on a common collective basis to change our whole entire existence of reality in this nation. So we continue on being in the same rut position that we're always been in for, like I say, over 400 years, going on 500 years. And it's no more than to that I could say about it. It really ain't. It is what it is, and we gonna keep on, being the N-word, whether we got a degree or a bachelor's degree or whatever kind, even a diploma, or other type of degrees, we gonna keep on being the N-word. And it don't make no difference. It's good to have all that going, job skills going, which we could use to help provide for ourselves and families, and, to even help better ourselves as a people in terms of us as a community. But all that don't mean nothing when we don't got a state like Mississippi backing us. Hello? Okay, I hope that didn't fall on deaf ears, but I'm just saying, that don't mean nothing if we ain't got a state behind us, which is one of our primary agendas behind creating the Mississippi campaign in the first place, to change that reality, you see. So, and like I said before, that don't mean nothing. Don't mean a damn thing. See, so like I said before, at the end of the day, we have to analyze and really reevaluate our point of views and how we see this thing as far as education is concerned. Now, with that said, I like to move on to something else, because like I said, pretty much what was already spoken about in that video, which I was supposed to have been a part of, has pretty much already been covered by Brother Talik and Brother Gary. But like I said before, I just wanted to add my 2 cents into that, and just cover my side of the bases on it. And so anyway, like I said, I just want to, before closing, I just want to iterate on something, about this situation, dealing with us as a people, dealing with us as a race of people, or a so-called race of people, or a group, or rather, I'd rather say as a group of people, for us as, dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America. I want to just say that, why are we doing all this protesting and all this crap, around the country over, George Floyd, getting killed by this racist cop in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and no disrespect to the brother, and may he rest in peace. But we have to work on, addressing the things that we are wrongfully doing to each other in terms of self-hatred, self-imposed oppression, and sorts of stuff like that going on, where we can't even feel safe around each other, because we don't like each other for some reason, because we not from the same hood, or because we from a different city or a different state, or we involved in the rival gang set, or some other different type of ignorant, frivolous reason why we don't like each other, which drives us to want to do violence to each other and kill each other and all this other stuff. You see what I'm saying? And so, at the end of the day, we are, like Marcus Garvey would say almost 100 years ago, we are, as black people, our worst enemies. And that's a fact. We are our worst enemies. And it has been, over the past 400 years, our history in this country and how we have dealt with each other has illustrated that. And unfortunately, prior to our slave bondage, also, it has been a proven fact that we were our own worst enemies, regardless of all that stuff which y'all talk about before slavery, with civilizations like Timbuktu, ancient Egypt, Kemet, and all that, you know what I'm saying? That didn't have a damn thing to do with us anyway, and we don't even know how to be creative and create a better existence out of our present reality as a people, instead of always looking back at Kemet and Egypt, which can't do nothing for us today, and it hasn't tangibly done nothing for us. It ain't kept us from, like I say, shooting each other, kicking each other in the ass, beating and raping our own women, prostituting our own women, you know what I'm saying? Selling each other that drug poison called crack and heroin and whatever else kind of poison we sell to our own people, and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We haven't, addressed none of that while all this has been going on. While we trying to hoop and holler and make noise and beg for other people to treat us different, but we ain't created a situation like the Mississippi campaign, which will help definitely address that. You know what I'm saying? Quicker than in the situation that we're in, you see. But we definitely do need to address that. Because as it seems, you know what I'm saying, looking outside the box, we're more, harmful to each other than even the races is. Like I said, while all this stuff was going on, especially when this killing of George Floyd first happened, People was in the streets rioting, looting, and protesting like they are still, from my understanding, in different places throughout the country. Um, Negroes still selling each other dope, killing each other over drugs and others different crazy circumstances, which mostly is petty. Like I say, we have to keep our guards up against each other more higher than we do against the peckerwood, and that's a shame. When we are more, concentrated and have to be more aware in dealing with each other like that than with the races, and that's just a reality of it. Just look around. I'm not making this up. And I'm pretty sure no one speaking from this platform I speak on beside myself is making this up. This is real. And this is what's going on. I mean, you got, the parents and and the way they handling the children, after they done brought them into this world of hell existence. And have just like kicked them to the curb completely in a lot of cases. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we need to address all that. You have fathers and even some mothers, from among us that don't even want to claim those other humans that we helped brought into this, that they helped brought into this world of existence. And that's a shame. When you help bring a child in the world and you don't even want to acknowledge it as your own in any kind of way, but you decide to lay up together in bed to help bring them in this hellified existence, So, I mean, we need to really start addressing that type of stuff too. I mean, I'm sick and tired of just always hearing about what the racists has done to us. So what? Yeah. And and some of them is even admitting, yeah, we have. And so what you gonna do about it, Negro? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just the reality. What is you gonna really do about it, Negro? You don't have the the encouragement of coming together and uniting to really do something against this that would change our reality for all in once. So, I mean, what are you going to really do about it? Keep marching, protesting? While them Peckerwoods do the same thing, come out, spray you with tear gas, beat your ass more, and to the authorities tell them, okay, enough is enough. When they start getting out of line again, do it again. The same routine over and over. You know what I'm saying? Ain't a damn thing change. Now we got these little bitty little tiddly bit policies that's being changed overnight, in terms of in the wake of these protests. But I'm talking about something on a bigger, wide scale basis, like having the state behind us that we had a backing of, that will completely get us over the hill to the mountaintop, as Martin Luther King would once say. You see what I'm saying? That will really get us to that promised land where our later generations to come behind us won't have to worry about what it is to be the N-word. You see what I'm saying? What it is to go through mass incarceration, police brutality, gerrymandering, racial profiling. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. Housing discrimination, job discrimination, and all that other good stuff. Even in dealing with inequality when it does come to education. They won't have to be exposed to none of that. You know what I'm saying? If we could come together and create that new existence for them, which is called the Mississippi Campaign, which we've been trying to reach out to you with on a proposal basis for the longest, but you still keep turning a blind eye to it. So I mean, like I said before, we have to wake up. We have to wake up and see this existence for what it is. And if we want to really be free, we got to come together and start being real men and women, and and pulling ourselves up by the bootstraps, like Obama said. That's the only way we gonna get up out this hellhole. I mean, unless you want to take another route on an individual basis, like I've always said before, by finding another country to move to, to move you and your family to, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, like I said, or just stand here and remain in the damn slave. Those are only two options you got if you do not want to unite to turn this thing around for once and for all. Because like I said before, I'm sick and tired of hearing about what the racists has done. We know what the racists has done for almost going on the past 500 years. But the question is, and the answer should be, is what in the hell is we gonna do about our own condition and what we're doing to ourselves and against each other, well as our own selves? You see, like I said, while we addressing all this other stuff, that is relevant as well. But like I said, what's more important and relevant is how we gonna address that. We're in these major cities around the country like Detroit, Chicago, New York, Atlanta, New Orleans, Oakland, Jackson, Mississippi, Little Rock, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, LA, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., where black kids can't even feel safe going to school or coming home from school in their own neighborhoods, in fear of their life or being harmed by somebody that look like them, more than likely over some bull crap. You know what I'm saying? Free gang zones got to be created so they could just be able to go to school and come home from school in peace. You know what I'm saying? And all that type of crazy stuff. Boy, I'm glad I ain't bring no kids in the world to have to deal with that type of reality for real. And that's just the truth. So, I mean, like I said before, I mean, we need to wake up and realize what's going on. I mean, this is not no game. This is for real. We got to we really want to be free. We got to really address some deep internal stuff, even among our group as a people. Within our group and within amongst ourselves, we have to address some internal issues. Because racists gonna keep being racist. That's not gonna stop nothing far as that go. The racist is gonna keep being racist. That's just the reality. In the history of this country, racism has been so embedded. And it's almost impossible to think that racism will ever end in this country like it is. We're going to have to create our own existence on our own, not waiting on the government or system to do it for us. We see how that's panned out even over the last 50 years since the last civil rights movement. We see how that's panned out. So, like I said before, I mean, it's your choice. It's up to you. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps and do something about your situation as black people to change this whole circumstances of reality that we find ourselves in for once and all, or like I say, if you choose to stay in America among the races, then remain a damn slave. And that's all that'll be. It's just that simple. And we know what comes along with being a slave like now, which is the N word. And we know what comes along with that. So, I mean, hey, this is just the reality. As someone would say, or as I heard somebody say, people would then continue saying, well, that's how it is, and that's how it's gonna stay. So hey, I mean, we just giving you the real from this platform. Ain't no sugarcoating or none of that. We just giving you the real on how it is. And you could take it or leave it or run with it however you want to. It's just gonna be what it's gonna be. We ain't got no time for games. There's too many of us dying in these streets over nothing, especially because we the N-word, or looked at as the N-word anyway, and those that view us as the N-word, like I say, they gonna keep being racist. It's up to us to do something to shield ourselves against that. And that's what this Mississippi campaign as well is primarily about. Creating a safe haven to shield ourselves away from that. Because we, at this point, after over 400 years, we can't stop the racists from being racist. And that's just simple as that. We got to do what we got to do. As far as, like I say, creating a safe haven for ourselves and our future generations to come behind us to protect us from that. And which is called separation, especially to those of you in the so-called pro-black conscious community that always talk that crap about you want separation, but I don't see your ass really making no power moves to make that happen. That's why I don't got time to listen to your happy asses. Because you're not really serious about separation. You know what I'm saying? You're really not. But with that said, I mean, hey, I could really keep babbling on because that's what it's starting to sound like. But I mean, I could keep talking until, as they say, I get blue in the face. But really, I don't really care. I mean, I know what's going on. Where a lot of us are getting killed, whether it's by the racists or at the hands of each other. You know what I'm saying? But if we don't really want to come together on a common collective basis to seriously do something about this, like getting a state behind us and creating a protective haven environment to where we will even have our own, army as well to establish to protect us against these type of situations, then what's the use in us even talking about it? Letting alone getting out there marching and protesting about it. What is the use of us even talking about it? You know what I'm saying? And that's just the reality of it. That is just a straight up reality of it. And basically, I mean, I've had it up to here with all that, The time is now is what are you going to do? Shut up or put up? Put up or shut up. As simple as that. That's what that boils down to at this point in time. Put up or shut up. Because I'm sick and tired of hearing about what these racists is doing. What the hell is we going to do about it, and what we going to do about how we killing each other out here? How we got our own elderly people scared to walk out their house in peace, to go somewhere, even if it's just going to the store. I'm talking about our own elderly. And before I close, I was over recently ago talking to another soul brother over a private conversation we had. And he was telling me that before he left Atlanta, which was not too long ago, he was down in Atlanta, Georgia, and he said some young person in the community, in the black community, robbed a elderly woman who was known to have been a activist in the civil rights movement, well as known to have marched with the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And he ran up on her and snatched her pocketbook. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And see, this kind of stuff. Our elderly people who lived, who seen even worse, who risked their own lives to try to make things better for us as a people in this country, even through the civil rights movement. And this is the type of appreciation they get, the way they got to worry about getting robbed by some younger fool on the streets, getting their pocketbook snatched, and all this crazy stuff. We definitely are people, and I must repeat this, we are definitely are a people, far as us being dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, that do not protect our elderly. We are the only group in this country that's known not to protect our elderly. And that's just bad. That is really bad. And then we wonder why we are looked upon as we're looked upon by other nationalities of people. We don't protect our elderly. We don't even protect our own women. It's just like every other group of people do. And in that instance, Elijah Muhammad definitely was right about that. We don't even protect our own women like other nationalities protect their own women. And that's just a damn shame. And then you wonder why women are so out of control and disrespectful as they are. Because we ain't being the men that we supposed to be. And that's just the reality of the whole situation. So like I said before, hey, take it however you want to. I'm just throwing this out as advice. That's all I could do. I'm not trying to be your leader, your prophet, or your messiah, or your savior. I'm just giving you advice in this commentary. And it's up to you to take it how you want to, or do something about helping so we can all come together and bring ourselves up out this condition that we find ourselves in as a people. And with that said, I'm going to be out the 5,000, as someone say, in peace.